Trying to get your first job on UpWork, but you still haven't been successful. You've been constantly rejected or ignored, and every time it happens again, it feels like getting slapped in the face once again. Well, worry no more, because in this video I'm going to show you what to focus on when applying to job on UpWork and how to get a job without any experience and make up to $1,000 or even more in your first month. So if this is something you're interested in trying to get your first job, and you have no practical experience, but you're trying to get a job, anything, anything, just to have work, right? Just to have work and make some money. Then first I would recommend you to watch this video, which I have recorded for anyone that is new on such freelance platforms and isn't really familiar with what is in demand. And I'm talking a little bit about virtual assistants and data entry in this video. So this is a good video to start with and to understand what I mean by virtual assistants and what opportunities do you have there. So yeah, if this is something for you, then let's take a look at my screen, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So we are on my archived proposals page now. And here are all the proposals that I've written, and I just went to the end to show you that I'm not bullshitting you. So this is basically the last page, right? I can't go any further. And just to make you, just to give you an idea, I have started on UpWork 2020, right? So April 7th, 2020. That was my first proposal that I've written, and it didn't work out, right? Withdrawn, so I don't know if that was the client that withdrew it or if it was myself, doesn't matter. What matters is the second one here. Have a look at the date. It says April 21st, 2020. Hired. So how can this be? I started in the beginning of April, right? I had no qualification, no practical experience, or practical qualification. All I had was a bachelor's and a master's degree on paper, which was a complete different topic, like this job here has nothing to do with my, qualifications. So I had no practical experience, nothing to show. Not like other people, they have worked for 3 years, they have this, everyone asks you for experience plus 1 year, plus 2 years, and you don't have that. Well, I was at this same stage in life, so I can relate with you, right? And what you see here, this is in German, but it's something like Excel data management, Excel data maintenance, right? That's the job. And that's what I was talking about earlier, right? Being virtual assistant, which is a little bit here, but I'll explain it in a second, meaning, virtual assistant tasks, which are, it can be anything actually, administrative tasks, right? So it can be anything. It can be data, management task. You do things in Excel sheets, you do market research, you do just research, find Google researches. Some people need that. Some people don't have the time for that, so they let other people do that, right? But this is nothing really you need, to have a master's or a bachelor's degree and to just find stuff on Google. Anyone can. That probably your 4 or 5 year old daughter or little sibling can do that, right? So that's nothing really, and this is the best first possibility for you to get a job on UpWork, because the demand is so high for that at the moment, because everyone is going all the companies are forced to go work virtually, and do their processes virtually. So this is a high opportunity for you if you watch this video at this time now in 2022, probably even the next 5 to 10 years still, but to get your first job without any qualification whatsoever, anything, right? I always see so many comments on YouTube, people when I go through YouTube and see just the concerns of other people, and they're like, I'm still not getting a job, I'm still not here, I don't know, I don't have any qualifications, I don't know how to get something. This is how you're gonna get it, right? So back to my screen. All right, so here you can see I got hired April 21st, right? And I started April 7th, right, with my first proposal. So this is basically, about 14 days. 2 weeks later, when I started on UpWork, I got hired. So, and I'm gonna show you how I made this work. And also, what you can see if you continue here, there was another proposal that I sent, didn't work out, translation. And then another one, which was in April 28, which is about a week later, hired again. So 3 weeks into being on Upwork, I had my second job already. And then even if you go further up here, above, May 3rd, right? That's a week after that, not even a week, I got hired again. So how's that? And look at the job description. Well, one is in German, I said already. That's like data sheet maintenance. Then you have virtual assistant, this you can understand. And then company research, online list management, right? What is that? So to give you an example of what I wrote in my proposal, right? Which is kind of like a cover letter. And if you have been on Upwork, you already know that, what that is. So this is basically what I've written. It's in German because this was a German client. So I, of course, wrote the proposal in German, but I have translated it with DeepL here just for you. So yeah, so let's have a look at this, right? All right, so let's see the above, right? Let's pay attention to the right part because this is in English, right? So I translated that. Okay, this up here is what the client has written. This was the job description, so to speak, okay? Sometimes, you have probably, if you have written some proposals to some job offers, you probably have encountered such proposals. Sometimes they're just a sentence or two long. So this says you work in a purposeful way and find, for example, a missing email address, even on the website of a provider. That was all. That was the job description. So what does that mean? First, you can see, okay, is this a fit for you or not? Well, most likely it is. And even if you have done something else, if you're a kindergartner or whatever, if you're a nanny or if you're a marketing guru or whatever, this is something anyone can do, right? So what does he want? He wants you to work in a purposeful way. Well, I guess you can do that. He says, for example, find a missing email address, even on the website of a provider. I mean, come on. Anyone can do that, right? As I said, your 4 or 5-year-old sibling can do that. So what I then wrote in my cover letter was, very classic. Hello, the name, client name. This proposal is actually not even the ideal, right? I'm doing this on purpose. I'm showing you on purpose this kind of proposal, just show you that sometimes it's not even necessary to really have such a great proposal. It is. I will create another video about how to write a proper proposal, a converting winning proposal. If you want that, comment down below. But anyways, I will do that video regardless. But just to show you that sometimes it's not even necessary, okay? I said, I am ready to accept the assignment. I already have many years of experience with Microsoft Excel, partly through private use. You could probably, write the same, but mostly through working in various companies and my bachelor's and master's studies. Besides German, I speak and write English perfectly. So whatever job post this is you have, whatever language this is, mostly it can be any language, right? But if it's English, the English, probably most of you speak English. Of course, you can say I speak English perfectly if the client wants that. But then your native tongue, if you have any native tongue, I would add that too. The client didn't ask for it, but I would still put it there. Whoever the client is and what country you are and where the client is coming from. At the moment, I can do the job for you at any time. I will be happy to follow your schedule, right? As I am new on this platform, and here, this is exactly the key. This is the key. So this next sentence here is very important because what you have to keep in mind, if you want to have your first job or if you want to have a kind of Upwork career, so to speak, and you want to think long term, then now is the thing, maybe this is exactly the point where you can offer something that, or you can stand out, is by saying, as I am new on the platform, the hourly rate would be less relevant for me for the time being, and a very good 5-star rating more of interest. What do I mean by that? So this is the thing, this job post here, this client doesn't care who the person is that will do the job for him. He just wants someone, that does the job, right? So depending on and also probably working experience doesn't really matter. All he wanted, as stated above, was he wants you to work in a purposeful way. Okay, for example, finding missing email address even on the website of a provider. Okay, and what I did here is I was new, and I knew, well, if I I have no idea, right? I don't really know what the client wants because the job description was so little. But what I knew was, well, I'm new here. This is probably not the last job that I want to have, but at least I want to have some job. I would just want to have one job, because with this one job, even if I do that, I get a 5-star review, and this is super simple. Once you have the 5-star review, and here comes the point where people are always struggling to be like, well, I don't have any work history. Everyone always wants a work history. Well, this is how you start with your work history, by asking for a 5-star review. Okay, so, and let me show you something. So this here was the job post. As I said earlier, this was the job post, right? Less than 30 hours a week, month. Okay, so this was the hourly rate. Hourly rate, $10 an hour. Okay, this was my proposal, my hourly rate that I started with, $10 an hour. So that's not even a lot, but I just put it there because I had no idea. I was just checking other profiles and was like, let me just put $10 an hour. Going back here, so I said, this is less important for me. What's important for me is to get a 5-star review, indicating that, hey, you know what? You probably get multiple other job applications or proposals from other people. Now if I am telling him, well, this is not of importance, maybe I can go down to $5, right? I think that's the minimum. If I go down to $5, that's fine. I do it for the time being, and then when the job is done, you give me a very good 5-star rating. If you start working on Upwork, this is the most important in the beginning, to create like credibility, to create a work history by gathering 5-star reviews. Because even if you have no history, if you have no qualification, you can get an edge by having several 5-star reviews from different people. Because now when you have another job in the future and you're trying to apply, guess what? These people will scroll down and see, well, you have a nice work history, so already there's a credibility. And how do I continue? So I continue by saying, I work very purposeful and with full concentration. In my own business, I also do the necessary research, and I'm just the right person for any kind of information gathering. That was just kind of like, yeah, giving the client the answer what he wanted to hear, so to speak. Because he said you work in a purposeful way, so that's what he wants. So I'm giving him that. I work very purposeful and with full concentration. Just to say something. So and yeah, that was basically it. This is what I answered. And all right, so then here we're back here, and that was the what my proposal, what I wrote. Got a answer from the client right away. Giving some of the information, was like, yeah, let's work together. Talking a little bit, instructions, etc. And then here, there you go. Here he sent me the offer, right? That was a few days later, right? See up here, it says April 22nd, and on April 21st when I sent the proposal. So basically 1 day later, he sent me the offer, $10 an hour, right? And then I started. So just to show you, like, yeah. And if you tell me, I have done this the whole time, and I have sent out proposals and all that, and nobody wants me, well, maybe you haven't checked enough, maybe you haven't done enough research, And I can also create another video about like how to set like a filter on Upwork that sends you automatic emails, that alerts you, like this email alert where you can get the latest job offers that are there in your whatever, let's say, virtual assistant, how you can set that up, and then you can get those, and then you can see them right away and write proposals before other people do that. That's also another strategy, but if you want to know about that, comment down below. All right, let's go to the next one, right? As I said, that was the first job, work this job, right? That was like $10 an hour, you can't live off that. I was in Thailand anyways at that time, so that was perfectly fine. But yeah, let's continue. Next job was a week later, where I got hired. So, and here I'm not diving deep into that, but just to show you this. So here in German again, the client wanted a virtual assistant, searching for a virtual assistant. This basically means searching for a virtual assistant, right? And then here is the job description. And The client said $3 to $10 an hour. That was the range, the hourly range that they offered, okay? So I have also translated that. So, all right, here's it. I'm looking for someone, preferably German native speaker, which I am, who can compare what is said in my online German course with the transcript to see if there are any errors in the transcript, as it was generated automatically. There are a total of 29 chapters and about 4 hours of video that would need to be watched, listened to, and the transcript corrected. Yeah, exactly, made ingredients. So that was the client, right? So that was the proposal again. So what do we have here? And if you see something like that, this is another thing I can already tell you, like virtual assistant jobs, you know, they're usually the data management, Excel kind of management, data sheet management, data entry jobs, transcript jobs, you know, translation jobs, like very simple translation jobs, all this kind of administrative tasks, right? So this is transcript. Did I have any clue about transcript or what a transcript is? No, I didn't. But guess what? I just want to work. I just want to work. I just want to get my first job on UpWork. I had already my first job, but of course that's not the end. You know, that's just, yeah, the means to an end. So now I want my second job to build that credibility, as I said earlier, right? Remember, I want my 5-star reviews. So I'm just doing it. Who gives a damn? What is the transcript? I don't know. I just Google it, transcript. Oh, well, now I know. Subtitles or to write down what is said, like verbally, you know, to just have this in written form. And again, this is something like, oh no, I've never done that before, so I can't do that. I have no idea about that. Most things are just common sense. I did not even know the definition of transcript, so I had to check that. Anyways, this is my proposal, right? That was from German to English again, so you understand that. So I would say, and again, very simple. I had no idea how to write a converting proposal. I was just exactly at the point where you are right now. I would be available for your assignment. I have already gained experience through my many years of study in the bachelor's as well as the master's program through various case studies with interview transcription in German as well as in English. You know, I can now tell you in retrospect, this is all BS. Because honestly, and this is also another thing, it all comes down to how to sell yourself, right? So this is maybe half the truth. You know, there's like 30% truth in there. So some truth in there, but not all, right? I have not done anything particularly that was like transcript the same job. What I've done, and this is always depends, it always depends on like your history. So if you have studied, it depends, like if you have heard of these words in any form, you know, transcript, like you can always include that, you know, whatever you have done. Be creative. This is just one example. If you have not heard anything what they want from you, just come up with something, you know, Google it, get an idea of it, and then know, okay, well, now you know about it. So if this person would ask you, always think about if you have the first interview with this person. If the person would ask me, hey, what is a transcript? Well, you've just checked it on Google, so you just give the definition. But you could say, well, I've never really worked with it, but you know, I've heard of it, and I've, you know, try to be creative. You know, I just said in bachelor's and master's program, you know, we had case studies because, yeah, I really had some case studies where they talked about some transcript. I just read it there somewhere. I had to still in mind that, oh, you know, I heard it somewhere, but I didn't really know the definition. But see, it's like a half truth. I just create something, you know, that sounds nice in the client's ear. This is you actually, to be honest, what you can do to just get a job where it's really not about something sophisticated, but just about like kind of, yeah, effort-based work, so to speak, okay? And I also said, well, you know, I can do it in German and in English. So again, you always have an advantage when you speak multiple languages. But if you speak more than one language, always, and if it comes to such jobs where it is about, you know, writing something down, or if it's about language, or if it's about, yeah, you know, speaking, as she said, she wanted a German native speaker, right? Yeah, if it's about that, she already said that she wants someone German, but I still give it, right, English, because who knows, you never know. Now she wants German, maybe now she has something in English, right? Or she needs a translation, so whatever. You just offer everything that you have, all your resources. You always have something. That's why it's also a lie if you say, oh, I have nothing to show, I have nothing to prove, I have nothing to provide the client with, you know, any work history. It doesn't matter, you always have something. Look at yourself, what you can. Look at your communication skills, language skills. You always have something to offer. Okay, let's go back here. So now we're in here in the contract. So here we had, I sent it, and April 28th. So then she answered to me. She said, you know, in German, well, oh, thank you and all that. She showed me what she needs. You know, we talked a little bit about it, you know, what does she need, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Same day, she has sent me the offer, you know, sent me the offer, $650, because this is what I've given, you know, I've indicated, because she said $3 to $10. And again, I was just working, I had my first job then. So I had a little bit more confidence, but it was still like, you know, I am kind of need a second job. So maybe, and at this point, it always depends on your gut feelings, you know, what yourself, at this point, my self-esteem was a bit lower. And I was like, you know, I don't know, if maybe if I do 10, somebody else can be there and take my spot, you know, and I really needed that. So I was like, let me see 3 to 10, let me see the middle, you know, and give that, you know, it can be a strategy, but sometimes it's just like trial and error. In this case, it worked. Had my second job, right? All right, let's go next one. And now keep in mind what I also have to say about this job here, right? So this was April 28th. So I knew I had now 2 jobs already. Keep in mind, 3 weeks ago, I just started on UpWork. I didn't even know what UpWork was. In the pandemic, when the pandemic started, the lockdown, right? Everyone was scared, people were getting fired. It was a very bad situation for everyone. You know, people telling me, you know, oh no, you're not gonna find a job and all this. No, here is the proof. I found a job after 2 weeks, and it can be possible for you too, okay? So now what I did, and that's why I showed you right now, this second job that I got. With this second job, right, or after I started, I asked her, hey, you know what, is it possible that we can just, you know, do like a test run for a few days, and I do one job, we do it on a milestone basis. You know, there's hourly and milestone basis. I can do a video about that too. Comment down below if you want that. So I have worked just, I think, a day or two with her, and then I told her, you know what, is it possible if you have more work that we can just end the contract for now, and you can give me a 5-star rating if you're, you know, if you're satisfied with the outcome, and then we can continue on a new milestone basis, and then, you know, continue the job. It would really help me because I just started out and I still don't have a review, because I was still working with the other guy, my first job, and that was a little bit longer. I think, I don't know, 2-3 weeks or something. So, and I wanted to have my 5-star review, which would help me to get more jobs, because how UpWork works is it's an algorithm, right? And the more work history you have, that also plays into that algorithm. So if you have something like that, what happens is that you write proposals to companies to get like a cover letter and get a job on job posts, from job posts, or what also can happen that you can also get invited. That's the good thing about UpWork. But you get invited. The likelihood is higher to get invited if you have a work history, you know, and if you have successfully accomplished, you know, tasks in the past. And that I knew, because, you know, I informed myself and I knew about that. So I knew I needed this 5-star review, because once I have that, it will be much easier for me, or because UpWork will play my profile, you know, in front of other clients' job posts, or in front of their faces. That's what I mean. And then when they have a job post, you know, the algorithm will give them my profile, because I have that credibility. So I used that one, as you can see here. As you can see here, April 28th till May 1st, right? So that was just a few days. Had my first 5-star review, right? Just did $100, and yeah, had my first review. And after this review here, which I received on May 1st, right? May 1st, what happened? May 3rd, I got a new. This was my first invite. I got a new job, invitation this time, right? And this was the next one, my third job. And we're still within, this is 1 month still. Not even 1 month has passed. And I already had my third job on UpWork, okay? And I'm talking about myself all the time, but I want you to understand that you have the potential, you can do the same, all right? Just have this kind of mindset that I'm showing you in this video, to have a little bit of patience and not like go out, do, you know, write a few proposals and then be like, give up, and, you know, nothing is working. Really, if you didn't understand all what I said here, because I'm talking so fast, rewind and pay attention to what I said, you know, what to focus on. And I will illustrate this again at this proposal, because this will be the third one and the last proposal that I've shown you, the proposal example. So this was an invite. I got invited here already, right? And I had just 1 5-star review. I had no experience, nothing. Now comes the next one, company research online, list management, right? So this is in English, I don't have to translate that. This was even experience level intermediate. Intermediate? I just started. Like, I'm a beginner, right? Anyways, doesn't matter. So, work through an existing list of companies, 5,000 entries, okay? Again, I told you, if you're new to this and you're just trying to find a job, watch the video that I have showed you initially, because there I'm talking about what is the virtual assistant, what are these data entry jobs, these virtual assistant administrative tasks, and then you will understand what I mean. This is for people that really have no specific qualification whatsoever and just want to start to work and make money with something. Okay, research, right? It already says it. Online research, everyone has a computer. You can do that too. So main results, segmentation of each company, entry in the listing, in the existing list by the company's website, and with the predefined segmentation, blah blah blah. It's about real estate and all that. And first I was also like, you could be like, oh my goodness, real estate, I have no idea. It's not about that. It's just a skill. Let's continue. SSI result, check with Impressum whether the private website URL is consistent with a given address, street, zip code, etc., and contact data, phone, fax, email. A comprehensive data entry of the address and contact data is not necessary, as we receive those information from. Okay, we address this job only to native German speaking candidates. Well, you can just say, no, all your job posts are from Germans, and all that. I would probably say that there's more job posts in English language than in German, because just the market is bigger for English speaking people. So, don't comment this nonsense now. This is just because I have, indicated in my profile that I'm, under the languages, German and English. I have also had multiple English speaking invites and also proposals. Probably 80% were English speaking, but this is not necessary now. Whatever language you are, there will be somebody in your market that's searching exactly for someone like you to do this job in your native tongue. Okay, so candidates should have good internet connection and an appropriate working space with a big screen monitor. This is the requirements. Can you imagine that? As the Excel file has lots of columns and fast switching between the Excel file and the browser window is absolutely necessary. This is what the client wants. Can you imagine that? No some master's degrees, no some 5 years of work. These kind of job posts are on UpWork. You just have to find them, okay? If you also want to know how to find them, I can also show you that. Comment down below if you want that. So anyways, let's scroll down. So my hourly rate was like $15. I was like, well, I already have 2 jobs. I have 1 5-star review. Let me go up on $15. Let me just do that, right? And I still I received that invitation. Peter told me, take a look at it. And then I replied with my proposal. Here, that was my proposal. Thanks for the invite. I'm a German native speaker and would be available for this job. Moreover, I'm familiar with data entry and lead gen work. Lead gen, just filling something in. As I said earlier, just be creative. Kind of have always a 50% truth and 50%, nonsense, I would say. So data entry, I'm familiar with that. Why? Because I'm doing it with in another job currently on UpWork. You know what I mean? So, but it sounds like you have experience in that. You always have to know how to sell yourself. Make it sound good in the ears of the client, of the prospect, in from your standpoint. So I have a stable internet connection and a very fast laptop. Tab switching, scrolling down in spreadsheets, etc. shouldn't be a problem. Why did I say that? Because he asked for it, right? So always answer or have in your proposal what the client is asking for, right? Or as I said, they're semi-optimal, these proposals, but at least I have, and probably I did it unconsciously, I have provided the client with exactly what he wants to know and what he wants and what he wants to hear, right? I only need to know if there's any limits, or okay, that's something else, right? And yeah, here he answered me right away. He talked about it a little bit, and we talked about it. He said, okay, we can go, we can go ahead. And then he gave me all the final information, and guess what? Here it is. And also keep in mind, he said, can we agree, because this here was on a 40 hours work week basis. So this client had lots of work over the next, I think he said months even. I think I did that for the 2 or 3 months or something like that. So he was like, can we agree on $10? And I was like, yeah, of course, because I'm just starting, and I need that. And the other one I went, you've seen that, it was like $650, and the other one was like long term. So I was like, if this is long term, perfect. I have $10 an hour, 40 hour work week. So if I work 40 hours, it's $400 a week. Okay, times 4, it's already $1,200. You understand what I mean? Just to give you an insight, you know, how quick that goes. And yeah, this is already now the end of the video to show you like that it is possible to get a job and in a short amount of time and also make this amount of money. So and I'm not bullshitting you, that's why I showed you. It doesn't go any further here. So this is the last page. This is my first 2 years ago, my first proposal on UpWork, and you know, didn't work out, you know, so I know how it feels. 2 weeks later, had my first proposal written here and got hired, right? And what is the difference between me and you? You know, maybe you have bad luck, or I just was lucky. You know, I can guarantee you it was not just luck. It was, you know, exactly what I showed you earlier here. You know, checking, okay, what does the client want? Again, it was just, sorry. So yeah. So that was his the job post. You know, every time you get the offer here, and this is the job post. You know, this is all they say. You know, and this is in German again. That's why I have translated it for you. So you work in a purposeful way. Well, for example, a missing email address, even on website of provider. And this is what I have answered. You know, I'm ready to accept this time. Come on, this is today I would never write such a proposal, you know, but this already has landed me this job, only because I have said, you know, this, and then, you know, I have already some Excel, you know, experience and all. And even if you have done that before, and you still got rejected, you know, think about it. Maybe try something with this, as I told you. This was one of the most crucial points here with that 5-star rating. So in the beginning, we always want to sell yourself in a good way, and always, yeah, if you're established or if you already, you know, have a high wage and you have a long work history and all that, of course you would never do that. You know, you don't need that. So, you know, sometimes even other people have to try to negotiate with you very well, and you can always, you know, even go up with the price, you know, because the demand is so high and you're an expert. But in the beginning, what you want to do, you want to make yourself smaller, so to speak. You know, you want to make yourself smaller in the beginning in order to become more successful long term. So in the beginning, what you do is, instead of being like, oh man, $5, $10, that's nothing, man. What is that? I'm not going to work at this kind of rate. You know what I mean? So, or I'm going to be like, you know, sell myself under my value or something like that. You know, that's crap. You do that in the beginning, because this kind of job is nothing special, and you are not special that, you know, somebody really needs you, right? There's always someone they can replace you with. So in the beginning, what are you going to do? You know, you just ask them, hey, you know what? Money is not so important in this moment, because I'm just starting here and I want to build this credibility, this work history. So please, you know, we can maybe agree on a little bit less than what was indicated first. You know, say $10. Let's go down to $5. Just do this job quickly and ask them for a nice 5-star review. And when you start there, what happens with this nice 5-star review? You've seen it, right? I had the second job, okay? And in that second job, same thing. Didn't take $10. Went somewhere in the middle, 3 to 10, went to 6.50 in the middle, right? Did that, talk to the person who was like, you know what, can you please give me a 5-star review? I said that, you know, verbally or whatever in the first call, because I knew that this job here was taking me a little bit longer. Same idea, getting the 5-star review, and you've seen what happened. The proof was there. A few days later, I received an invite. I did not even write the proposal. I received the invite, an invitation. That's the good thing about UpWork. That's why I'm showing you this video. And if you have stayed till the end, till this point here, and, you know, not getting tired of all my talking, please subscribe to this channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, so I can, you know, or give me comments as well down below. So yeah, I can just continue making videos like this. I'm really here trying to help you, because I see the frustration online in other people's channels, you know, all over the internet. People are trying to get jobs online. They don't know how to start, what to do. They're frustrated because they're not getting their first job. And I'm here to show you that it is possible. From 0 to 1,000. Even if you're smart enough, you can even make more than that, you know, without having nothing. So it is working. It is working. Okay? And if you want, as I said earlier, if you want me to create more videos like this, let me know what you want to know. I will take my time, create the videos, make it very, very explicit, in depth, so you can understand exactly what I mean, right? Because it is not that difficult, but it's also not that easy. You have to understand certain things. And I'm here to show you that it is possible if you just, you know, do the right steps and have a different mindset, okay? not be overexcited with the hourly wage in the beginning, or you have to have the right mindset. Okay, that's why I'm showing you this video. So hope you stay in this channel. See you next time, and till then, take care.